everyone. Welcome in. I'm gonna switch over to another camera. So let's see. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, we'll do that. Hi, Creative Notions. Looks like you're the first one here. Hope you're doing well today. See, there's 3 people. I only see 1. We'll see. We'll see how many we get in. Anyway, for whoever is here, besides Creative Notions, I'm Connie with Blue Land Creations by Connie. Today, you had a day off today? Not me. I had to work. But we only work half a day, so. And I had some education to do before I left, so I was there till almost 1. That's okay. This is going to be really quick because apparently our AC is acting up. It's leaking, so my husband went to the store to get some stuff to fix it, and he just got back, so I'm probably going to have to help him. So like I said, we may do this quick. I may show and go, and then we finish the pouch at another time. So let's see if I can get the cord out of the picture. Okay. Oh, there it is. There's Miss Sharon. Hi, Sharon. We're getting a slow start this afternoon. So today we're going to do another pattern by Linds Handmade. I'm sure y'all can tell by now I love her patterns. Her instructions are very easy to follow. That's okay, Miss Sharon. That's what I was just saying. I said I won't be on here long because our AC is leaking, so I may have to help them out. But hey, Rosalind. Well, I think a lot of people had the day off, and it just kind of got away from them, like Miss Sharon said. But I had to work today. I didn't get off until almost 1 o'clock today because I had some education to do. Um, okay, well, I'm going to get started because, like I said, I might have to get off earlier than I thought. But first, I'm going to do some, I guess, show and tell. I'm going to move my machine out the way for a minute. And what I have in the, I have the link in the chat to some of what I use with every purse. It's pretty much a lot of the same stuff I use. It just depends on where I'm getting the material from. This, not this project, but I ordered, it's from Lamberti Leather. And I've been wanting some of this material for a while, and they had it on sale. So I went ahead and I bought it. So this is what I bought. I'm going to show what I bought first. This way. Here we go. This is Louis Vuitton leather. I ordered and I got one. I ordered a yard, but I measured it and I have like probably a yard and a quarter, almost a yard and a half. That is what they sent me. So I have the link to where I got it in the description box. But like I said, this is some real leather, and I haven't decided what I'm gonna make with it. Obviously, a bag of some sort, but I got the black print, and then I also bought the brown. I got the brown print as well. So anyway, I'm excited to use it. It has the soft back on it, and then like I said, but it's brown and has the gold Louis Vuitton initials on it. But I can't wait to use it. I said I'm thinking before I cut exactly what I want to use it for. So, but y'all go check it out. Right now they're on sale. You get a yard for $34. Regular price is obviously more than that. It's 40 something a yard. So I got a yard, like I said, but they sent me more than a yard because I measured, and like I said, I almost have a yard and a half of each. So I bought that. And in the package, I did not order. They also sent me some of this the fun bring. And it's more than I guess it's a fat quarter. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't put my do not disturb on. It's more than a fat. It's about a fat quarter, I guess you might say. Do not disturb. Where are you? Turn on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, like I said, this is that fun material, and I got about a fat quarter of that. So I'm carefully thinking of what I'm going to make with this as well. So before I cut anything. So if y'all have any ideas, I've been looking all over. This would be good for a small handbag, a very small handbag, or I could probably make a couple of wallets out of it. But you see, it's directional, so I have to be careful of what I use it for. So anyway, that's that's some of what I got in the mail this week. And I've been working on my godchild plays softball, and she's on a tournament team, the All Stars. And so I made her some bag tags. The ones I'm sure y'all have seen Lady Bear make some. Well, I was like, well, I need to make her some. So I went ahead and I did it. I did her, let's see, I got to get in the camera here. I did this one for her, and I did it on my Pullen EOC5, I'm sorry, EOC05. And I didn't have any issues whatsoever. And it's a 4x4, and then I have a little bit bigger hoop. And I'll put vinyl on it, front and back. And then, of course, I just did all red stitching because she's in softball. So that's why I did the yellow ball. And then I put a grommet right here on the top over the circle that it stitched. So I did that. And then I also had some fun material that I got for 25 cents at a local craft store here. And it's this cute little thing. This is some, the purple is leatherette. So I got the leatherette at, like I said, a local craft store, and I just did gold stitching on the top of it. It did not give me any issues whatsoever to stitch on this. The only thing I probably would change is making her name, the letters thicker so you can actually see it. Again, I put a grommet on here for her bag tag to be able to put on her ball bag. So that was fun to make, and it didn't take long at all. Like I said, the only thing I think I'd change is the thickness of the lettering of her name so you can see it better. So I did that. Hey, Stacy. Okay, but yeah, this purple it's like a glitter. It's rough on the outside, on the top, and but looks like the machine did not give me any issues in stitching it. Now, when you have the narrow lines, you can barely see it through the glitter. But like I said, I didn't have any issues stitching over it. I put a water soluble on top so that it would, it could do a little bit better. And then this is the back of it. I wasn't paying attention, and I didn't stitch the front before I added the backing on it. But like I said, I'm going to do another one for her. But this was just the first one I tried. And like I said, Lady Blue Bear Designs sent me the link to get these patterns. But she did a bunch of them, and they're all cute. So anyway, so I'm going to bring, my godchild's playing in another tournament this weekend, so I'm hoping I can make one of her games so I can bring them to her. So, like I said, I made her 2 of them, and I think they came out really cute. So, that is what I've been working on. So today, we are going to be making, it's called the Bend and Snap Clutch. Let me turn this camera over this way so y'all can actually see. Okay. It's the Bend and Snap Clutch by Linds Handmade. It was a fun little thing to make. There's not a lot of pattern pieces to it. I put Confident Beginner because it has 3 zippers and it has magnetic snaps, and you have to also use some I can't think of the name. But anyway, but you have several of those, and then you also have a clear pocket here. So there's clear vinyl, so that's why you have to use the, I put it as a Confident Beginner. So, but like I said, it was fun to make. The inside is vinyl, faux leather, and it has a snap here, and it also has some credit card slots in it. It has 6 of them. So that was fun to make, and I added, on this one, I added a butterfly to the top because when I was making it, I wasn't paying attention again, and the back of my snap was showing. So I said, well, I'll need to find a charm or something to put on top of it. So that's what I did here. And then this, you can actually, like I said, you open it up and you've got two zippers on the inside. You have your driver's license or your ID card slot. You have 6 credit card slots here. Like I said, 2 zippered pockets on the inside. And then when you close it up, you just snap. And then you have a zippered pocket on the outside as well. So you can put stuff on the outside without having to open it. And then what you can also do, I put a long strap on it, but you can put a wristlet on it too, kind of like the one we made last week. And you just hook it up to the top. And then there's a little cute little handle you can carry, just carry it if you want. I said, depending on the material, you can make it look really nice. Like you can take it to a nice place and just carry it as a little clutch. I mean, and that's what it is. So, and it's very thin, and I like it. It's very thin, and you put what you need in it. So, and it, like, it's the size of a book, pretty much. So, if you want to take an extra purse on a trip or something like that, you can do that, and you can have a stylish purse, you know, and not a big bag if you go out to dinner or something like that. I mean, that's what I would use it for anyway. So that's what we're going to make today. Okay, and I don't know if y'all know, but Hobby Lobby is having their weekly sale on fabric, 30% off. And then also today, when I went, they're having 40% off of Fisker's products. So I needed some more pinking shears, and I bought me another pair of scissors. I have some, it has a spring on it, and I don't like it, so I went ahead and bought me another pair. Like I said, they're 40% off this week, or until tomorrow's the last day. So anyway, I'm gonna move this sewing machine over so that when we sew, y'all can see what we're doing. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna try to run through this pretty quick. Because like I said, my AC is acting up, and my husband's son is fixing to try to work on it, and I might probably have to help. So, okay. So let me get this where I can see the chat. Okay. Get this where y'all can see better. Okay, I think that's good. So, this is what we're doing today. I think y'all can see it pretty well. Like I said, the bend and snap. It was a design that Linds Handmade has. It's copyrighted 2020. I put the link into her website where you can go and get this pattern. But it's not, if you're looking for it just on the site, it's not going to come up. You're going to have to put bend and snap clutch for it to come up so you can actually see it. So, anyway, but she has really good directions, and that's why I like doing her patterns. She gives you your materials and supplies up front, some tips and tricks, all your prep work, and she highlights the most important parts in here. She has pictures, which is what I like, is because when I go through, make sure I have everything cut. I go through and say, okay, well, I got this, you know, making sure I have everything on. So, let's get started. The only thing I did not do is cut my crossbody strap, which I may not do that today. I may just use another one, the other one. I know it doesn't match, but for time's sake, I wanted to try to get through this, not to keep y'all too long. So, the first thing that we're going to do is make sure we have our markings on, excuse me, on our inner interior. This is what I'm going to use for my crossbody strap. So I'm going to make my own as usual, but I haven't cut it out yet. So I'm going to put that on the side. And this is our materials. I have just a tidbit. When you're working with something, especially when you have little pieces, bunch of little pieces, I use the magnetic bowls. I got it Harbor Freight, really inexpensive, and I put all my parts in there that I'll need. That way I can keep them close by, and it doesn't they don't roll off. I don't lose anything, and it's all in one spot. You're going to need our hole punch to punch our holes for our snaps. You'll need your scissors, except that I have all mine cut out, and I have my machine already threaded. I have my material for my pockets, my inner pockets. I have woven interfacing on it. The link is also in my description. Hi, Creative Notions. Thank you for coming and watch. Precious Pieces, thank you. What's weather resistant, Stacy? Which material? Sorry if y'all hear my husband hollering at the kid. Which material, Stacy? The leatherette? I don't know if it is or not. I was going to wet it because I have some of that water soluble on it, so I'm going to wet it and find out. But what I was thinking I was going to do next time is put a piece of clear vinyl over it. And do just an extra before it does its final stitch, the bag tag. Yeah, I was thinking of putting an extra piece of the vinyl over this part, because right now you can feel it. It's rough. So I think before I go to her game, I'm gonna do another one because I want to make the letters bigger. Is before it does its final satin stitch, put a piece of vinyl on it, and then let it do the satin stitch on it. I think that'll work. So, but it's called leatherette. I don't have a piece right here to show the bag, but at a local craft store they were 25 cents for a sheet of it. So out of one sheet, I can get probably 6 of these done. So to me, it's a win-win, and I think it's cute, the glitter. But I said I agree with you. I don't think it's weather. It probably is weatherproof, but I wouldn't. I would want it protected. So I'm gonna try that out. Okay. So like I was saying, I went ahead and did all my interfacing. This is going to be my exterior zipper liners. We have 2 of those. We have our interior zipper liners. So this is going to be the outside pocket. This is going to be the inside pockets. So they have 2. So we have 4 of these. And again, I put my woven interfacing on the back of this material. We also have, this is our window for our ID card slot. I have my tag, put it here. I already went ahead and put my vinyl on it. And what I did with that is I just put some double-sided tape around the outside, the back side, and I put my vinyl over it, and then I cut it to size. So this is my vinyl, because what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch the very top to give it a finished look. And then when we get ready, we're going to be sewing this onto the bag with the other 3 sides. So we're going to be stitching that up. And like I said, that's your ID window. Next, you're going to need 3 zippers. These 2 are for my inside pockets. I went ahead and put double-sided tape on each zipper, so that'll help me position it. I did that. Also, this is our snap closure. So this is what's going to go over your card slots. So I went ahead last night and I glued it together with my Fabri-fix, which I have also linked in the description. It's by Beacon, and I have the Beacon link and also have my Amazon link for it. So I love this glue. I love it. When it goes on sale, I buy so I can have some. But it's really nice, and it has the tube on the end, so you can do a little bit precision spreading, because I have the small bottle and then I have the large bottle as well. So this is, I'm taking my clips off of this because I had it, like I said, glued together and I wanted to set, which Fabri-fix does not take very long to set, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to top stitch around our snap closure, and then we're going to add a snap to this. So, but you want to top stitch around it first. So we're going to put that aside. These are all my pieces, like I said. And this is a zipper, the third zipper. I also put double-sided tape on it. So, and this is our zipper facing. This is going to go on the outside of the pouch, the outside pocket. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to outline this part, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to sew around the edge here. And then once I get it sewn, I'm going to cut out the middle, and that way I can fold it to the back and put our zipper on it. So this is our zipper facing for that. And then second to last, this is our carrying handle. This is the handle that's going to go on top of the pouch. So we're going to take on, we're going to also top stitch this as well. That's why I did most of this, all this prep ahead of time, because I wanted to make sure we could get this sewn pretty quickly. Again, we're going to need this to punch holes. This is for our magnetic snaps that we're going to put in. So you need holes in both the exterior, which the exterior is your fabric, and I've also put interfacing on this. The interior is your vinyl. So this is going to go on the inside of your clutch. So like I said, we got to make sure we have holes punched in the correct places on here. So this is, you take your template and you mark it. That way you can see where you need to cut your slots for your credit card, and vice versa. So which I did last night. You can barely see it, but I had put it on, and then I ironed on this. I ironed my interfacing, and my drawings came off. But like I said, this is the outside, so I'm glad it did, because I didn't need to put it on this part. So that's all the pieces. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. So first thing, let's go ahead. We're going to top stitch all our little pieces, and that way we have that out of the way, and then we can get started on our holes for our snaps and everything. So all this gets top stitched. On this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this clip on there, and I want to make my marks so where I can go around and top stitch before we cut. So funny story. Well, it's not funny, but I had to cancel one of my debit cards because they had a charge on there. So the bank canceled it and said, okay, well, we'll send you a new one, and you'll get it in 7 to 10 working days. Well, I'm impatient. It's been about 5. And y'all know how hard it is to go without a debit card. Even when they have the tap and pay and I have it on my phone, some places don't take tap and pay. Like the bank, when you need money out of the banks do not take it when it comes off your phone. It says it's not, they're not ready for it. I'm like, okie dokie. So I had to come pick up my husband to go get money out the bank and then also to go to Hobby Lobby. So that's what we did today before I came home. I needed to pick up some more red vinyl and so I needed some more vinyl, and then of course I went to the clearance bin to get me some more stuff out of the clearance bin. I'm gonna have to cut this down because it's a little bit bigger than it needs to be on this side. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to find my new scissors too. See how well they do. So, okay. Very nice. Typically, I draw on the back and then I cut on the back. So, let's do this. So let me find a pin. I'm going to mark it on it with a pin because I'm going to cut it out. So, so it stays in place. Okay. And they suggest when you're making this bag, you can use cork or vinyl or leather. So, and this, like I said, this is going to be for the inside of your bag, not the outside. It's going to be the opposite of what you would think. I'm guessing you could probably do the outside in leather as well, and the inside in cotton or canvas. Because what I have here is some canvas for the outside, which I got out of the clearance bin a few weeks ago. So, all right. Sounds like my husband fixed the AC without me. Yay! But we had a leak on the ceiling. That's what I told him. I said, is that new? He said, yeah. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and take these clips off. Yes, I can see my line. Okay, so we're gonna sew right along this line all the way around, and then we're gonna cut down the middle, and we can make our two little triangles so we can push that that back. So you just do a triangle in the corner. I'm gonna do this too. And, okay. Hey Kelly, you need to get solid on zippers. What's that mean, Stacy? Yes, I had to bring him to Hobby Lobby because I needed his debit card. So he just walked around and looked at stuff. So he always does. He always finds something to buy. So he likes to go to Hobby Lobby. All right. So first, let's go ahead and do our strap. This is, like I said, going to be the top strap. I'm gonna sew in a quarter of an inch, an eighth of an inch, and then I'm gonna do a second line, a quarter of an inch, just to secure the middle because I folded it over. So we're going to go ahead and get started on it. Yeah, we went to the bank and I got to the door and I was wondering why. I said, "Where's all the cars?" I forgot they were closed today. So I said, "Well, I'll just have to go back tomorrow." So I'm gonna flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. All right, that side. And so, because see, it opens in the middle, I'm gonna do another line of stitching towards the middle. That way I'll make sure it's secure. So, one tip I can give y'all, when you're sewing straight lines and things like this, where you want it even, just once you have your needle in position and your foot in position, see, that's too, there we go, back stitch. Once you have that in position your fingers, your left hand, to where it's in the same spot and your material is going to run along the line, along your fingertips. And that way you can make sure, and then you hold on the other side with your hand, just you're not pushing it, you're not pulling it, and you're not moving it. You're just letting it slide under your hands to keep it straight. That way you can feel your material, and you watch your line, not you're not watching your needle. So anyway, that's a little tip I can give you. So now it's secure. I'm not going to worry about it opening up or anything like that. And of course we're going to cut our threads. So everybody get big plans for Father's Day. You know, my husband tells me on Mother's Day, he says, "You're not my mother." I said, "Okay." So on Father's Day, he's like, "You're not my father." But you know what? Still get him something, and he still gives me something. But I do ask him what he wants to do. He's actually working. I think he's off Sunday, so maybe we'll do something for Father's Day. So now I'm going to take my lighter, which there it is. I'm just going to burn my edges, my threads, because this, when we put it on our bag, is going to be raw edges. So the edges are going to be raw. So like I said, you can, I like to kind of put a little heat on them and then press it together. It gives it a little, like a little thin finished look. So that's done for that. Next, this is our snap closure. So we're just going to go around the whole perimeter, 1/8 of an inch from the edge, and then we're going to add our snap to it. And I always back stitch when I'm doing this. And just take your time going around the corners. Up here. Here we go. Do the same thing with that. Because one edge is actually going to go You're not going to see one edge. It's going to go inside a little slot that we're going to make. Okay, so we're going to do our window now. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to top stitch along the top, and we're going to do 2 lines. Okay, let's go here with back stitch. Then we're going to do another. Oop, I'm just trying to get it lined up. I would say I'm about a little less than 1/4 of an inch from my first line. There we go. I know you can't really see it with the blind. Hi, Marlene. Thank you for coming and watching. Really appreciate it. Just remember, if there's anything that y'all would like to see me make on here, it doesn't just have to be bags. Okay, put that aside because we're going to do the other 3 sides when we attach it to the bag. So, I'm going to skip ahead to a zipper facing so I can get that done. Because they always have you do, most of the time, you do your zipper facing first, along with your straps. Let's see. It's been a while since I did a zipper facing, so I'm going to cheat a little bit and look at the instructions. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do with this one is we're going to put it on, this is going to go on the exterior of our material. So we're going to be putting it on, we're going to have to measure. Could have used my pinking shears on this material. It looks like it's shedding a little bit. So we're going to measure so we can put our zipper facing. Okay. We're going to go 1/2 inch down from the halfway markings. So we're going to mark it. We're going to define our centers first. And we find our centers, and we just put a little bitty notch right here. Okay. So this is our center right here. So it wants us to come down a 1.5 inches from the halfway mark. So I am gonna line up 1.5 inches on the mark. Okay, this is my halfway line right here. Okay. Make sure it's straight. Okay. There's 1.5. So I'm gonna take my ink pen. Last night, like I said, I tested it, and when you iron this, it comes out. So I'm not too worried about that. So there is where this will go. But first, what I want to do is I want to outline this so that way I can cut it. So I'm gonna just pass on it with a stitch. It's pretty much a basting stitch. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to cut a slit between there. And I'm going to go ahead and cut straight. And I was wrong on this one. We're not going to do the triangles. We're just going to cut right along that stitch line. Cut the stitches.
Yeah.
It's okay. That was just to help me see better. And so
you watched Tara sang. Also, welcome to the Destiny Islands.
right. Just be careful when you cut it, because you want a good rectangle, because your zipper is going to show through this. Okay. There we go. There we have it. We have our zipper. So now, like I said, we're going to put it 1.5 inches down from the halfway markings, and we're going to put the top of the center facing, and we're going to put it face up, and we're going to have a 1.25 inch gaps on either side. So, like I said, we're going to center it, and then we're going to measure our 1.25. If I can see, there's 1.25 there, and 1.25 there. Line it up right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some double-sided tape just to keep it in place so it doesn't move. And you don't need a lot. I'm just going to put a couple of strips. I'm going to have to measure it again because I moved it. Alright, let's see. Get my little seam ripper. Yeah, and so at Hobby Lobby today, they've added items. So I don't know if y'all all know, they sell purse straps. Some cute ones, actually. I got these the other day. I haven't used them yet. So, but anyway, I have these. This is just some nylon webbing. This is some cotton webbing on these two. So, but I haven't used them yet. I'm trying to find the perfect project to use them for. So, I wish they had some with the gold But anyway, so there, that pouch we made last week, the clear pouch, let's say I bought one from there and I remade it because didn't have anybody's label on anything, so I just remade it. But I saw today that they have a cute purse. They have a cute purse there. I almost bought it. I should have. My husband says, "Well, you probably can't make it for for cheaper than that." I said, "Well, it depends on the material I'm using." So I said I may not be able to do so. All right, I'm gonna line this back up. This is my top. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. All right. There we go. All right. Now, so once we get that, we're gonna sew. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sew around the perimeter, the outside part, to secure it in place. I'm sewing on my Juki TLQ18 QVP. It's a Juki. Polyester thread is what I'm using, and I have my stitch length at 2 3/4 for this one. I'm a back stitch on this. Normally you would pull your threads through, but you're not even going to see it on this. You go on 1/8 of an inch from the edge on this. And just take your time around the corners. Forward. Okay, turn it around.
Yes. The English blue piece, whenever the bubble bashing with the wooden sole.
Alrighty, now we got that done. Clip our, we're gonna go ahead and cinch it. Alrighty, so there we have. This will be the face of our zipper. So whenever it's folded over like that, we're gonna put our zipper inside that in our pocket on the inside. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut the inside. And you want to just be careful when we're cutting it, because we didn't sew this down. When we cut around it, we're gonna cut towards the inside of it. So first I'm gonna go ahead and, when you do this, you make sure they're lined up, because you don't want to cut anything outside this area. So you're basically gonna just take it and you're gonna pull back the edge and you're gonna cut. while I was looking at all the Fisker stuff. They had this lady she was just looking, and she saw I had material, and she said, "Are you a sewer?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she says, "So, what kind of scissors do I need for heavy material?" So she says, "I didn't know they had so many different types of scissors." I said, "Well, whatever you do, whatever you choose, just don't use it for anything else. Just material." She says, "Oh, well, I'm glad to know that." I said, "'Cause it'll dull your blades." Yeah, that I saw a purse at Hobby Lobby. But they have they got a bunch of cross bodies. But I saw an actual like handbag. They had it on an end cap near where they have all the purses and things like that. I think it was they just moved everything in our Hobby Lobby again around, so I'm having to figure out where everything is again. But where we saw it was where they have all the caps that you can buy to embroider or sublimate or whichever. So, what's in the back of this does not have to be pretty because you're going to be putting your zipper on it. So, okay. I think I got get this little part, and then that'll be enough.
No.
Because you don't want it showing through the other
It
side.
started.
You don't want that material showing. So yeah, we're good. Got a couple of threads here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our zipper that we have, and I'm going to give our zipper pull. My little thing here. And remember what I said, depending on how you want it to open is how you put your zipper on. So this is going to be folded like this. Yeah. So I'm going to be looking at it from this way, so I want it to open from left to right. So I'm going to insert my zipper this way. And you got to make sure when you're positioning it, you position it like that. Get your zipper. And you put it on the longer, my thumb stay, on the longer side of your zipper. Okay, so do this. Open it up a little bit. Oh, look, it came out. Well, I because I haven't eaten all day. I had a protein shake, so I have had something. And a small bag of little popcorn that simply, simple or simply, something like that. Okay. There we go. Now we're cooking. So it's going to open up like this. So I want to make sure I put it this way. So we are going to take our double-sided tape off of this. We're going to put our zipper pocket liners on this as well. So I'm going to start peeling that off. I'm going to start on this one too. Okay. That way it makes it easier. Okay. So you get your zipper pocket liner, and that's going to be the small ones. It's going to be these right here. So this is going to be obviously the inside of our pocket. This is going to be the outside because you're not going to see, because you're going to be covering up your pocket with this. So skipped over that part. Oh. Okay. So what we're going to do is I open this. I want to make sure that I have it on the right side. I'm going to open this up. This is the way it's going to go. But we're going to put our zipper. We're not going to top stitch. So we're going to this will get top stitched as such. Center. And then we're going to flip it this way. So let's see. I have to turn it around so I can see better. Put the top of my zipper down.
Awesome. That.
Just lightly tap it so it don't go anymore. And you want to center it. I'm sorry, that is my husband's sugar alarm. Which he ignores.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. Bring that down a little bit. I'm going to center it. Now I'm going to push down on this part. Alright. So that's how it's going to open. We're going to go left to right. So you do that. And so what I'm going to do is, it's unconventional way, but what we're going to do with this pocket is I'm going to I'm going to put this like this. That we did not. I'm sorry. I get confused because this is upside down. Okay. So I want to center this. Put my right side up. That's what I want to do. Because right side up on this side. And then this is going to go on the top part here. And basically what they tell you that you're going to fold this up and you're going to sew this down. But I don't like doing it like that because actually what they want to tell you to do is you fold this up and then you fold this the other way because this you're going to leave an opening right here in between, if I remember right. Flip the exterior main body panel over and fold the zipper pocket liners up and away from each other. No, I'm not a pro at these zippers. You saw I had trouble today. On my bag tag? I don't know what size. I'll have to look and see, Stacy. I'm just confusing myself with this pocket today. So, I shouldn't have skipped over. But I was just trying to do the majority of it. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today. Because, see, we have to do cord slots as well. Did all that. Did all that. Insert the zipper. That's where we're going. But that's for the inside. I need the outside zipper pocket. It's a zipper pocket. So it says to take my zipper liners and the exterior main body. Flip the exterior main body panel over and fold the zipper pocket liners up and away from each other. So, just like this. We're going to right sides facing together. Just like so. See, that's the part I think I messed up on last time, and it was hard to figure it out. I'm going to look at this pocket and see if it doesn't make sense what I'm doing. So, we're going to go on the wrong side of the zipper. Do this, and then it's going to flip and turn. So on the wrong side of the zipper. this is what we're going to do. I'm going to center this. Let me center it. Oh, clips. Might be helpful. How about y'all? But this has been a week for me. I had to fill in for 2 people at the same time at the clinic. They were out. And I'm like, okay. So I had reprieve today. Got to actually sit at my desk for a while and get my work done. So that was fun. So I'm going right on the below the my double-sided tape. Stitch that down. There. Now, when we baste it down, this is going to fold down just like that. So, and I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Oh, sorry. See how I did this? We're going to do that here. Like this. Sides. Y'all, I'm doing this backwards. Don't mean to confuse you guys. So I'm gonna sew from just the edges here across the top here to sew this top one down. Pull this one down, make sure it's out of the way. Yep, it's out of the way. So, but I'm gonna sew on the front end of this. Make sure it's flat. Pivot. Turn this down. And see, I'm able to, with this foot, I'm loving this foot. I'm able to go right alongside the edge of that zipper. So it gives me some good even lines. Get to the edge, take that clip out. And then we're going to sew this down. All right. The reason we don't go on the bottom edge like this, because we're going to pull this down. Get this off. Pull this down, and we're going to stick this to, we're going to put this edge down. Here, we're going to take our tape off. Okay. There we go. Helps when you have nails. This is going to fold over. Now this is going to fold over, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to stitch. We'll turn this up. And we're going to stitch our line down here. Make sure you have it pulled. Sorry. Got to open it. That would help. I don't want to sew it close. Make sure you have the other part pulled out the way. You don't want to sew it closed like I was getting ready to do. So I'm going to start where I ended on the edge here. Back stitch. If you're using like a lighter material, I would probably not back stitch here. And I would pull my threads through. You would press your foot up, move your zipper out of the way. Edge. Connect the two. Alright, look, there you have your zipper. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew our pockets. Move that out of the way. So now what we're going to do, we're actually going to sew down the sides of our pockets. And you want it, because see it's longer, so we're going to actually, I'm going to cut to make sure they're even. And because you don't want it going below your purse. So take that one off. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and sew down the sides. So you're going to move this, your bottom part, you're going to move that out the way. And you're going to go 1/2 inch in. Let me pull it. Okay, you're not going to sew the bottom closed. You're just going about 1/2 inch in here. Okay. So now there you have your pocket, which is not closed yet. So we won't close it until they tell us to close it. So there's our exterior pocket, except this is going to be on the outside of our bag. And so right now, and eventually what we're going to do is we're going to reach inside here and we're going to pull this pocket out of here, and then we're going to sew it together. So like I said, I went out of order, so let's get back in the groove. What time is it? 5:54. Okay. I'm still good, right? Okay. Let's go back. You get in order things. So for our inside, this is going to be our inside. We need to mark our dots, which I did on the opposite, but I need to mark them on this side so I can actually see. So this is going to be here. magnetic snap. Okay. So we gotta make sure. I already poked my holes for my snaps in this part of it, but I haven't cut out my boxes yet, and so that's what we need to make sure we do, is cut out the boxes, and then we're gonna add our snap to our plate. This is the strap. So let's see. We're gonna take our pin. This is the slot right here. This right here is where our strap, our snap closure is going to go, because we're going to actually slide it in here, so it's going to be hidden and it's going to snap right down here. So that's how our closure is going to go. Sure, it's marking on it. So just drawing my circles that I got to punch out. You can see my pattern is well used. Hi Eve, thank you for coming in to watch. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's see, you're gonna I say in purses, let's see, you, especially when you have pockets and zippers, you have a lot of prep work, because you have measuring to do, all that fun stuff. So like I said, I'm just drawing. These are my card slots. And so we're gonna just, these are gonna get cut down. This is for our snap. So if anything, at least I'll show y'all how to do the snap and holes and measure like the zippers. I think next week I'm thinking something simpler for us. My sister brought me a wallet, and it's coming apart. She bought it, I think she said, off of Amazon. And can you fix this? I said, I can fix it with some glue. She says, can you make me another one? So I've been studying it, and I cut some leather out to make it with leather. It's actually a pink wallet. I said, I don't have any pink like that, so I'm going to have to order. I need to order some pink faux leather, and I need some purple vinyl, because Hobby Lobby does not have purple vinyl at all. Oop, I can't see this one. Before I move it, make sure I can see. Make sure I can see all my slots. Yep, I can see all my slots. And it's like I already punched holes for my snaps in here. So now you can put your pattern away. It's well used pattern. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my cutting mat, because we're gonna cut slits, all these slits in. I'm gonna get my I have a little tiny, there it is, rotary cutter that I use. And so I'm going to do that with a ruler. What to do. Make sure, yep, there's my slit. Wait. So I'm going to do the same thing along these lines. I closed it accidentally. I guess he got the AC working again because it's not hot. And we're going to do our last one. So there we have all our little slots. Here. We'll just use our little embroidery scissors here. It didn't cut all the way through on these. Okay, I think we got them all. Yep. And then we got our slit at the top. So like I said, our snap closure's gonna go inside of here. And it's gonna snap down here. So it's gonna be hidden, so we're gonna sew along the top there to secure it. So next, I want to make sure I have my hole punched for my snap, which is right here. And it doesn't take much to punch a hole in here. There we go. Okay, and there's the hole for that. Move that off. All right, next. Okay, so to make, I think I've shown y'all this before, to make our credit card holders, we're going to put double-sided tape underneath all these slits here. So let's see, below the bottom card, let's see if I can find what I did with my tape. There it is. No? Sorry, y'all. Here it is. Put it way over there. Okay. So, it's hard to see on this black, y'all. I know it's hard for y'all to see. It's hard for me to see, too. I guess I should have chose a different color. But I didn't. I had this. I've had this vinyl for a while. I think I got it at Applique Getaway. And I've been putting my stuff to use from Applique Getaway. So that all it goes underneath your slots. to make sure you're putting them on the right sides, because this is where our hole is punched to put our snap. And this is where the top of our thing goes. And we're going to put one here at the bottom. It's going to go above the corner slot, because you don't need a big opening there. And then we're going to put one on the top. And see where your slit is? I'm going to put it right below that slit. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some material. We're going to add the material on the back side of this, and then our snap. We want to do our snap right here. I want to do that first. Oh look, I forgot one. We want to do our snap first, because your material that's going to hold your credit cards is going to actually cover it. And last time I did it, had to do it after, and it was hard to get that snap in like that. So we're going to have a magnetic snap there. So I think I have this link in the description as well. So you're going to need the male part, female part. You're going to need two of these washers. And that's all you need for magnetic snaps. Now, we're going to need more for the corners. So I didn't get those out. That's one thing I didn't get out. So we need 4 of these. These are the, you see I have 2 stuck together. Let's see, 4. Make sure they're the right ones. These are the males. Male, female, female, female. And I can get these 2 apart. There we go. And so that's our snaps for our corners. And they stick together. So. And we're going to get 4 more washers. 3, okay, 4. Alrighty, there. So let's go ahead and do our little closure. See, I poked a hole thinking I was going to put a different type of closure. So we'll have to mark it again with this. You take your washer and you're going to center it over that hole there. And then you're going to go ahead and mark your slits. So I know it's hard for you guys to see. There. You take your seam ripper. You're going to take, and you very carefully just cut 2 little slits. They don't have to be big at all, just enough to fit your snap through. So move all that out the way. It's going to be hard to see on this side, but the part that's going to go on the bottom is the heavier part, which is the female part. One I have in my hand. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to push that in. I like to, just to secure it, put some of that Fabri-fix glue on it. Hey, Marilyn. Thank y'all for watching. I really, really appreciate it. More than y'all know. I was debating if I could come on tonight because I got home and we have a leak. I had to ask my husband and said, "Is that a leak?" the AC, the pan gets full, and so we have to go and they has to go blow out the drain. So that was, I didn't know if I'd be able to come on because it was getting quite warm in the house, because the heat index was like 100 or something like that outside. Okay, there we go. Snap that. Sit down on our glue, and then we're going to take that washer, and we'll do the same thing. We'll put some glue on the one side of it. It just helps it stay secure. There we go. Push that down on there, and I'm going to put them open. Except, okay. Okay, so there's your female part of that snap. So the male part is actually going to go on our tab. Since we top stitched, now we can go ahead and do that. So you just kind of measure how much of an overhang you want. You don't want too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take my scissors or my seam ripper. If I can get myself unstuck from the tape. And we're going to poke a hole here. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our washer. And we're going to draw. Next time I'm not going to use black and gray material. It's very hard to see this. Y'all remember what I told y'all earlier, that last time I made this, I did my snap after I put this tab together. I did it again. But you know what? That's okay. I'll get me another charm and put it on there and cover it up. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to add some glue. If I can find the slits I just cut. There they are on this side. Push that through. Put our washer on. So, okay. And since this is on the outside and I don't want to fold them out, I'm going to fold these in. And if you have to use use something to help you push them down, do that. So now I'm going to find a charm and put it on the top to cover that part. So if you want to avoid that, you can prep it earlier and put your snap in between your layers of fabric, because I have 2 layers of vinyl here, and I glued them together to give a stronger, that way both sides would have a finished look. So now our snap is done. And so the next thing you would do is you slip this in your slit here. Make sure it's lined up in the center. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew this down. I'm going to sew it down right here, just right on the top, straight line to secure it. Start right before the, oh, see, I cut my thread already. And back stitch. And go past. See, I'm going to go over it a couple of times because this is going to get a lot of wear and tear. So now when you open it, it's not going anywhere. So now we'd be able to finish the inside because we have all our hardware in place. You can cut this off if you want. I'm going to leave it. It's not going to bother anything. You could put another stitch line up there too. But now I'm going to go ahead and put on we're going to go ahead and put on these because this is where your snaps are going to go. You're not going to see your snaps on the outside. You're going to see them on the inside. So we're going to go ahead and finish putting all these snaps on the same way. Hi, Sean. Nicole. Thanks for coming in and watching. I really appreciate it. This has been slow going for me today. I've had a rough week. But it's okay. I haven't sewn all week, to be honest. So it was time. It was time. So again, we're going to make our markings. I had already did the holes, so I just found the holes I made. And my markings here. Markings here. Make our slits. So anybody have big plans this weekend? So we have a lot going on for us. Of course, it's Father's Day weekend, so I don't know. I have to see what my boys want to do for their dad. We usually do a mass for my dad. And but like I said, my boys they don't say too much, so I'm gonna have to figure out and tell them what we're gonna do. One is concentrating on moving out in a few months. He said in a few months, but him and his friends have been looking for an apartment or a house right off of campus, of UL campus. So he's already moved out before, but he stayed with his cousin. But he left everything here. He just took like clothes and stuff. And we would see him often. But now he's talking. He wants to move out. I said, okay. It was a shock. The way I found out was I went in his brother's room. We bought his brother, he had a window unit because his room is on the opposite side of the house where the AC unit is. And it doesn't cool off like the rest of the house. So we had put him a window unit, and he had been having trouble with it. It wasn't working very well. So we went out and we bought him one of those standalone units that stand inside and you just vent out. So we went and bought him one of those, and we had installed it, and so it was like the next day, I think. And so his dad went in there to just check on it and make sure that it was working all right. And he he had a mattress in there. He sleeps in a twin bed. Um, so he had a mattress in there, and it was queen size, and it was in a box, one of those mattresses that roll up, and it was just sitting in their box. And he apparently, his brother says he went in there and he threatened him not to tell us about it. And so his dad went in and he saw it, and so his dad told me about it. And so I asked when he got back, hey, say son, what's up with the mattress in your brother's room? And he basically said he didn't want to have to answer any questions. I asked too many questions. I said, well, guess what? I'm your mother. I'm going to ask all the questions I need to ask, so I know that you're doing the right things, you're safe, and all that. So I said, he said, well, it's for when I move out. I said, oh, you moving out? Well, yeah, in a few months. I said, okay. And so my husband and I, when he hurt his back, well, he's disabled, and so we had to get a special one of those beds that the head comes up and the feet come up and all that fun stuff. So we had to take our other bed down, so it's in the shed. It's all wrapped up. The mattress is all wrapped up and everything, and it got a big old headboard bookcase. I mean, it was a very nice custom made bed, but we couldn't use it anymore. And it's a king size. So I told my son, I said, so you should have asked instead of go spend that money on a queen size mattress. I said, we have a full size, a king size bed, mattress and frame and everything in the shed you can use. And so he said, oh, well, I don't know if that's going to fit. So I told him, I said, well, I said, don't buy too much more. I said, let us know what you need and we might have it. So he said, okay. So anyway, so that's what happened with that. So now he's saying that if they find a place and his room is big enough for the king size, he's going to take the king size and he's going to give the queen size to one of his friends. You have a craft fair tomorrow? I need to do some more craft fairs. I really do. They have a few around Lafayette. Several of them, though, are invitation only. So I need to actually sit down one weekend and plan to do my craft fairs. I don't know if y'all saw Lady Blueberry did a little video on kind of like do's and don'ts of craft fairs, some tips. So it was a lot of good tips. So there's one. Let's see, did I cut these? Yeah, I did cut these. So y'all, we might do a part 2 on this. I might do a little pop-up sometime and do a part 2 so I can finish this with y'all, because I didn't think it was going to take me this long. I don't think it took me that long when I did it last time. But it might be because I didn't follow the instructions very well. I went out of order this time. But it's been a while. Alright, so I need to... I'm looking for... What am I looking for? Oh, I need another washer. And I need the... On this one, I am putting the... It's the female part. No, sorry. The male parts. So... see, I'm going to need one here, one here. These are the 4 female. And looks like they're magnetic, so they stick everywhere. So put that here, and that one here. Okay. So looks like I'm just sticking my glue. I'm going to stick it on both. Right. I told my husband, I said, after I get done, I said, I want to go out to eat tonight. I don't feel like cooking. So I don't know where we're going to go. We'll see. Hi, Nikki. Welcome in. Thank you for coming and watching. So, Jennifer, where are you from? Where are you going to do your craft fair? If you don't mind me asking. Did I cut these slits? Let's see. Yeah, I did. Tell y'all what, my mind today is just not, I don't know. I had to go and do, I wear a CPAP, okay? And I've had it for like 6 years. And it lately it hasn't been, I don't think it's been working right because I haven't been getting much sleep. I mean, I've been tired during the day. So, of course, I work for the Neuroscience Center in Lafayette. And so I work for neurologists and people like that and sleep doctors. And so I got in with one of the nurse practitioners, and I was worried she'd make me do the test again. We talked about it, but she says, how about we just order you a new machine? I said, that sounds good for me. New Hampshire and the craft fairs in Vermont. Oh, wow. So you do embroidery, quilts, tumblers. I see. I've done quilts before. I prefer what I'm doing with bags. I like embroidery though. I'll do embroidery. Tumblers I tried. It wasn't for me. As I go, it goes faster. Yeah. I just couldn't remember if I cut my slits or not. So I asked earlier in the chat, when I started, is there anything that y'all would like to see made on my channel? Please put it in the chat. I will try my best to do a variety of bags and things like that. Um, I know I've done like one wallet. It was called the Purse Pal. I've done that, but I want to do like a trifle wallet type. So that way I can, I'm going to go that direction. Because I bought a bunch of leather from Hobby Lobby has these packs of remnants of leather. That a lot of them are good sizes, and they're perfect sizes for wallets. So that's what I'm gonna do with. My sister was asking me. I want to do a test trial run with the wallet for her, and so we have all four of our snaps there, and then our other parts are gonna go. Y'all, we're gonna have to. I did this wrong. I totally did this wrong. I need to put on the opposite side because this is going to snap together. And you can't do that with the same. So let me, before this glue dries, I'll pull this out. And then I'll put this one in. Okay. And there's still glue on the material, so that's a quick fix. I'm glad I looked. Because you need a female on one end of the wallet, and a male on the other end. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna put that aside. Aside, I'm gonna grab another one like this. You leave your washers on this too, so. Do this. Okay. Now we're in business. Fixed it now. Because now when we go close it, it snaps together like this. So, okay, next, what I want to do is I want to put our ID pocket on this. This is, like I said, I put double-sided tape on it, and then I put my clear vinyl, and then we top stitched just the top of it. So this is the open part. And now we want to put it in the center here. And they're giving me measurements, so let me see what the measurements are. Because you want to make sure it's clear of your zipper and so forth. Let's see. All right, so it's going to be, we're going to have a 3 1/8 inch gap along both sides here. We're going to center it along the bottom portion of the main body. So we're going to, I'm going to just fold this, and we're going to find our center. I'm just going to fold this. I'm not going to nip it because this is actually show. I'm just find my crease. So I'm going to center it like this. I want to measure it, make sure I'm even. So 3 inches here. So I need to go. Oh, I need to go over this way. Good now. We're 1 1/4 inch from the bottom. So now take some double-sided tape to just put it in place so it doesn't move. Just place it on the bottom. Put that in place. Okay. There we go. I didn't need that other one. I'm going to just use one. So now I'm going to go ahead and sew along each edge here around. And like I said, I'm going to sew one on the 1/8 of an inch from the edge and the other one a little closer in. So and I'm going to start at the very top, and you want a backspace because it's when you take your ID in and out, you're going to have a lot of wear and tear. Go around the bottom. Around the other side. I need to move over a little bit. Too close to the edge. There we go. So we have our pocket on now, but like I said, I'm going to do another stitch a little bit closer in, and do the same. And back stitch. I guess I did them like 1/8 of an inch apart from each other. Back stitch. Okay, so now our ID pocket is done. So this is going to be, like I said, the inside. The only thing we haven't done is put our credit card slots and our zippers and our pockets, because you're going to have your pockets are going to go on either side. You're going to have a pocket here and one here. So that's why we went ahead and did our sewing, so that we can not have it in the way when we get ready to my threads. I don't like hanging threads. All right, so that part is done. So now we're going to backtrack. And I don't know if I've shown y'all this before. I believe I have. But I use, I don't have a link in it because you can get this, is landscape fabric. You can get it at Walmart for really cheap. You can get it at Dollar Tree. You can get it at Dollar Store. I saw them at the Dollar Store the other day for like $5 for a roll. Basically, you're going to take, this is going to last you forever. We're going to take a roll of this and we're going to do a strip of it. I thought I had some cut out already, and apparently I do not, because I knew I was going to do some more stuff, and then I wanted to be prepared, but I'm not. So I'm just going to fold this up a couple of times, and then I'm just going to cut it along the edge. Pull my edges up. This is going to be a really rough cut, because no one's going to see it. That's it. It's going to be thick. Roll this back up for next time. So yeah, I wouldn't. And this is landscape. This is the. It doesn't rip. It doesn't tear. And instead of using fabric, you can use cotton, a lightweight cotton, but this actually makes it lighter. It's. I mean, it's barely, and it the thickness of it too. It keeps it from being too thick. So like I said, I'm gonna just line up my edges here. And I'm going to go back with my rotary cutter. A little mat here. And we're going to cut just like a... It's just the width of your card. I used to have a card here I even used to measure. I don't know where it went. But your card slots are card slots are not quite two, about 2 and 2¼ inches long. So you want to do your your card slot holders probably a quarter of an inch longer. That way it goes past the holes that we'll have. So get my long ruler. We're gonna do 2, 2.5. Where's my half mark? There it is. Right there. And I'm gonna take my rotary cutter. I'm gonna cut right there. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Oh. Now, and this is where the fun part comes. We're gonna actually start. I probably have more than I need here, but that's okay. We're gonna start from the bottom. Make sure this is the bottom. Yeah. We're gonna start from this bottom, and I'm gonna move my snap out the way. I'm gonna clip it up here. That way it doesn't get in the way when we're sewing. We're going to start at this bottom, and I'm going to not glue it. I'm going to put it on the double-sided tape here, and once I have it on the double-sided tape here, I'm going to go and I'm going to sew one line. And then after I sew that line, I'm going to flip it back down, and I'm going to put it on the double-sided tape here as well. And once I have that there, we'll flip it back up to do the next slot, because that way this will create our slot. So that's why we have double-sided tape, so we can get it to stick. I'm just reading the chat, see if I'm missing anything. Okay, so I'm going to cut me a straight edge. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we're going to flip it over. It's going to be hard for you guys to see. Hard for me to see. We're going to flip it over. And I am going to sew along underneath that line. So I want to secure this in place. And again, here is where I would typically pull my threads back, but because it's black, you're not going to see anything. So you're sewing right underneath the line. So now here's where we're going to go ahead and flip it over. Okay. And since it's going to be like a fan fold, like you come here, put that in place. I'm going to flip it back up. Okay. And so we're going to remove this one. This is the same method that used for the purse pal that I did. Okay, so try to get it as straight as you can going up. You might have to turn it a little bit, but that's all right. Before you flip back down, we want to sew it underneath the next line. There I go again, cutting my thread before I sew. But I can say this is very forgiving, this color. Okay, so this is what we've done. We've created a slit for our card. That's the first one. So that's what it'll look out like on the back. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go back again and make a pocket. And then we're going to flip it back up again. And you're going to come up half an inch every time. Or, I'm sorry, not half an inch. You're going to come up, and measure it for y'all. A little over a quarter of an inch from the edge. Not quite half an inch. So let's remove our okay. I lost my seam ripper. There it is. It's under the sewing machine. Take off our next tape. So we have our fold. Put it as straight as you can. Now I've seen some people put double-sided tape here, but because the double-sided tape is so sticky, I worry that it will stick to the card, like, and it'll close that slot up, and I don't want to do that. And this is light enough to where you don't have to actually worry about the thickness. I think you can do that, like if you're using cotton, it'll work. But for this material, like I said, this landscape fabric, I wouldn't, because it's too thin, and the tape will stick. Okay, there we got 1, 2, 3 card slots. I'm gonna have to make my things wider. Let's go ahead and take off. Do y'all ever have this issue using your tools while you're working? Eve, you getting too many phone calls? I know this can be boring for a lot of you guys, and I apologize, but there's so many parts and pieces to put in a bag together. It's not like not like you're doing the repeat motion every time. Every step is different. So, right. So we're going to do that. Go back to the sewing machine. I'm going to put my seam ripper on this side so I don't lose it. And sew this. And put my threads when I'm done. Okay. My tape. So Hobby Lobby today, I noticed they have some different bandanas. I took a picture of everything to make sure I took a picture so I don't duplicate what I have. They had some pretty neat looking ones too. Um, so I know I'll be going back to get some. I want to do some more of those bandana bags. Almost done with our card slots, y'all. Okay. So they almost messed up. Almost put it up there without doing my pocket, my fold. Get that. Get this one sewn down. It took me when I first started doing these card slots. It took me a couple of times, a few times to get it straight in my head because it didn't make sense to me. But then now it's much better. So we're gonna undo our last tape up here. Remember, you still got this last pocket to do, so we're gonna fold it all the way up to the tape. I'm gonna tape that down. And see, this is right under our tab, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew across just to secure the tape. And I'm going to close my, I'm going to open my, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep this open. There we go. So right across the top. See, you can't even see none of my things. So now we can cut the rest of this off. And there's our card slots. There we go. So, threads, like I said, typically I would pull my threads to the back, and when you pull them to the back, you don't back stitch. And then you take your thread and you pull it in the back, and you pull your second thread out and tie it in a couple of knots, and you're good to go. So there's our card slots, and we have our magnetic snap all done. So the only thing we have left on the inside now is our pockets. And so let me see how they want to do the pockets. And one thing you can do, which I didn't, you can use for decorative, like I did on the other one. I'm at a loss for words. Rivets. You can put rivets on the corners if you want, to just kind of give it a little bit of a decorative look before you put the rest of your bag together. So this would be the time now to put the rivets. I don't have these color rivets, so I'm not going to put any. all I have is silver, and I don't want to put silver with this. Once I get these colors rivets out, then I'll start putting them on. So let's clip by threads. Here. Take my lighter and just kind of burn them off. And then there was a couple of these slits that weren't quite long enough. I'm just going to open them up a little bit more with my seam ripper. That way I don't go too far. Okay. I think it was just that one. All right. So now when we put our zipper together, our pockets, zipper pockets, these are our interior zipper liners, and we have 4 of them. What they're telling me now is to, on the zippers, we're going to put, I'll move this aside, we're going to put right side up, and we're going to put a zipper just like this. And we're going to put my zipper pull on it. Again, I want it to open left to right, so I'm going to go on the right hand side and insert my zipper. Gotta be careful when you not to pull the zipper out like I just did. There's one. I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one while we're at it. You put the rounded edge on your zipper. Put a little click. Alright. See, I want my rounded edge pointing to the left. If you want your zipper to open left to right, you want rounded edge pointed to the left. So now what we're going to do is, this is your zipper is going to be face up, with your zipper pulled to the left, so you want to put it to the left. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to center it on the right side of one of our interior pocket liners. So I am going to mark my center. Very little clip on these. You want to do both sides. There we go. Find your center on your pocket. Top and bottom. So find my center and clip it there. And then we're going to baste and place 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm just put 2 clips. So 1/4 is right below my double follow tape. material is not very straight. Okay, so that's one zipper. One side, not one zipper. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip the panel around and lay the other interior pocket liner, this one, face up, and we're going to center it along the top edge of the zipper. So when we flip it around, see, we're to the left. And see, because what you want is the inside of your pocket, because this is going to go in the opening. Once we cut this, you're going to see your zipper. And so the inside of your pockets are going to be the right sides of your fabric. So it looks like we're doing it wrong way, but we're not. I promise you. It gets confusing from me anyway. So, because you want this. This is what I want. Going to put your zipper face down. And we're going to center it. Mark our center again. And we're going to do the same thing with our other pocket. So while I'm sitting here, I'm going to pin the second one so we can hurry this along. So hopefully everybody, even though everybody had a day off today, I know I didn't. I actually had to do 2 interviews today. It was only supposed to be one. Then the manager said, "Hey, I slipped another one in. Did you see?" I said, "Uh-huh." But it wasn't too bad. So take my next zipper. I'm going to do the same thing. Center. Oh, y'all, it's 7 o'clock. I think it's time for me to get off of here. I go eat out. Hey, y'all. So I'm going to finish this, and I will video it. I promise. I'm going to turn my video on when I finish it, and I will post it. Because it's, I didn't realize how late it was. And I told my husband earlier that I wanted to go eat out. And it's already 7 o'clock. So either that or we have to order something in. Because I did not cook. So what y'all think? Is anybody out still there? Y'all probably all in the bushes, huh? This one was a long one today, so. I almost put that upside down. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this on video. And I will post it later. Because this one had a lot of prep work to do. That's probably why I hadn't done it yet. But I was like, well, let's try this one. Next week is going to be something really simple. I think I have an idea of what I want to make next week. And it's not going to be as long. It's going to be really Straightforward. Hi, Sean. I was just fixing to get off. I've been on since 4:30, and I just looked at the time. We're sewing the bend and snap. Um, by Linds Handmade. And I was just telling everybody, I think we're gonna I'm gonna call it a night because I told my husband I wanted to go eat out tonight. So it's already 7 o'clock here. I just had a little rough start earlier. Eva, I love that. I just saw your comment because it was hidden by the heart. I love bags. I've never been, my mother has been a purse person. Purses and shoes. So everything I make, she wants. But she doesn't go anywhere. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I could use her and she can be my test person, but she doesn't go anywhere to test anything. I mean, we go out to eat, but occasionally, not often. So I'm double duty in it now. So if y'all have to leave, please do what y'all got to do. So I know I've been on here a while, but sometimes things takes a while. Okay, but we're moving along. We're starting to move along. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so now when you get done, this is what you're gonna have. So except my iron heated up, but you're gonna have these two pockets. This is what it's gonna look like. And so you're basically we're gonna cut these rectangles out for our zippers, and we're gonna place our pockets underneath. Do this so I don't get into that one. I'm gonna do that one. There's one. And y'all don't forget, Hobby Lobby's material is 30% off. And their Fiskars is 40% off. So if you need a ruler or mat, scissors, go get them for Sunday. And Right. Straighten it out there. Straighten this out. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this. This is the top. So I'm going to undo my double-sided tape, and we're going to stick it to this part, because this is not straight. Let's see. Alright, so let me remove this. Let's see. I lost my seam ripper again. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Do that one. And you want to do one at a time like this because it can be a sticky situation. Just put your the top edge of the opening of your rectangle box, and you want to just kind of line it up with your zipper. Flip it out and just make sure it's where you want it, and make sure, see my pocket, I need to move it over because my pocket's too far to this side. So I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Now, you want to just try to get it even. That's all you're trying to do. And just remember, when you're placing it, place it exactly like you want your zipper to open. Left to right. And we're going to cut all this extra stuff off. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go around and sew around the whole box, and then we're going to fold our pocket down, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And once that's done and we have both our pockets in, then and they're folded down like this, and the other one is going to be the same way. This zipper is going to go right there. Okay. I had to look for left to right. This is going to go face down just like so, and zipper it, and then we're going to cut our pocket to even. We're going to sew it around. And once that's done, then we're going to take our other side and we're going to have to trim it down, but we're going to sew this together, and we're going to add our tabs, and when you close it, it'll be like this. So, except I'm going to go ahead and finish it offline. Yeah, the bags it just takes them. This one's been taking me a while. So, anyway, I'm going to sign off here. And thank you all for hanging in there with me today. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you all are in the bushes just listening, because I do that a lot too. But when I finish, I will post this bag and let y'all see how it looks on the. But I think it's gonna look really cute because I like this print. Looks like I got an applique getaway, and I had this canvas. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it, and y'all have a great weekend and a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Do something fun. So it's been nice. Oh, and before I go, I know some of you weren't in here, but I was able to get this material. This is actually came in a package that I ordered. And it is actually, let's see. It's, let me move this out of my way so I can click on it. Tell you where I got it. Lamberti leather. I ordered this, the black, and I ordered the brown. And it's the leather. The black feels a little bit stiffer than the brown, but this is what I ordered, and then they gave me that's fun print, and this is like I guess a fat quarter size, but I ordered this is a yard of each, but when I measured, it's almost a yard and a half. So, and right now they have them on sale. I have the link in the description. It's Lamberti leather. It came from overseas. So, but it really didn't take that long to come. It maybe a couple of weeks. So I'm just trying to decide what I want to do with this. So if y'all have any ideas what might be fun to make, I know it's going to be a bag. Just what type of bag, I don't know yet. So anyway, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do. I really appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next weekend. I think we're going to do something different than a bag. Something fun and something quick and easy. So, thank y'all again for watching. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Okay, I don't think I missed anything. Yes, I don't know what we're eating, but I'm going to try to enjoy. Thank you, Sean. Y'all have a great one.